Johnny Gaddar was a thriller drama, but not very realistic kind of thing, but it was okay kind of stuff on this thing. Race was a thriller drama which was completely unrealistic. Okay, but this was the most successful of all these films. So this is what Bollywood is. Bollywood loves this thing. You can't, there's no logic here. But it's a thriller drama. He'll he's ditched her, he's hooked up with her, he's ditched him, he's hooked up with her, he's ditched him. Then after 15 minutes in the film, you will stop guessing what has happened because it doesn't make sense to you and you say, okay, chill man, I just want to look at these girls, I don't want to look at guys, nice songs, okay, something's happening, it's entertainment. So that's it. The risk I am trying to take with this film is that when you make a realistic drama, I am open to people like you who will say, ki, man, this can't happen. Or how the hell if this has happened, this should happen. Because it's all very realistically done. So, I am opening myself up for more ridicule and criticism by doing a film like this. Because if I screw up here, I screw big time. Everybody will say, okay, come on, yeah, I mean the cop would have come by now or finished it or something. It's still a film, it's not a documentary, mind you. So there is a difference between, it's still a work of fiction. So I can take some cinematic liberties that way. But 80 to 90% of what is there is real. In terms of reactions of people, in terms of actions of people, in terms of what happens to characters and all that, it's a very realistic thing. That I thought is a unique thing of doing it in a way. You were wondering what is my signature thing going to be. Probably after this people will say, probably this guy makes pretty decent realistic films. I'm not going to say whether it's going to work with the audience or not, but at least it makes some decent realistic films. So that's going to be my little signature. I'm not saying that all my films are going to be realistic, but realism is something which excites me more because I have been a documentary filmmaker and journalist. So I get excited more by this than anything else. So that was the promo which you guys saw. Great talking to you guys, especially when I get no responses.
The scripting was done by you?
No. It was since it's a remake, all I did was, the reason why we needed to do this film was that because the screenplay the original screenplay was exciting. If that was not exciting, why would remake a film? Now if you're making a remake, that's a different topic altogether. I'll talk to you about one day about how remakes are to be done. You can't screw up the original because you have bought it for what it is. Then you come here and screw up completely the original and you'll end up like many of the Indian films have landed up. So you need to be true to what is good, but you also need to adapt it. I can't have a guy here who's going to an unemployment exchange and doing stuff whatever it is, which is the original film, which the character is. So I needed to build a character of Farooq Sheikh as a guy with whom you have sympathy. So I put the daughter's thing. The daughter is not there in the original thing. The hospital scene, losing his wife, those. So I have tried to adapt portions of the film to the Indian sensibilities. That is why my creative little things comes in adapting it. So what we've done is we've taken the original screenplay and we have adapted it. So there's me and a colleague of mine, we adapted the screenplay and as I told you in typical Indian fashion, we also have somebody who's done the dialogues for the film. So somebody is doing the dialogues to.
Saw that.
Yeah. So you have the actual dialogues which is being spoken to. So we had that kind of thing. So it's very different from the original film which is there. I've been busting my ass for the last 8 years to make a movie. I've worked with people, I've started on projects, it's got screwed up. Okay, I went again to people, I signed up with a producer, got an actor, and both of them made me wait for 1.5 years. Okay, because the actor was busy, he didn't have dates. He got me the producer, the actor got me the producer. Okay, in Bollywood, you get constantly screwed. That's what I'm saying. It's a bad place if you think how to cope up with this thing. You will completely get into rejections every day. The only thing that kept me going was, as I said, the passion. You need to make a film, you need to make a film. So I was trying to do all this kind of stuff. In the meantime, I had done some stuff. So hopefully somebody saw my work and said, he is a decent guy, he can do it. And he knows the process. So I got a call from Magna saying, will you come and meet? So I went and met. And one thing which you need to do, as I said, is if you have to meet a producer who's telling you to make a film, you have to find whether both of you are on the same page. He might be thinking something else and you might be sitting and thinking your own dreams. And finally the film which you make and the film he expects are two different things, you're screwed. Okay. The worst thing that happens here is making a film and not finishing it. And there's most of Bollywood works that way. There are 200 releases they say they make in a year, but imagine the number of films that have taken off and not been made or not been released. That's a different story altogether. So you need to get somebody on the same level. You have to be my thing is I'm very forthright. So I told him, if you've taken this thing, I need 2 assurances from you. He said, what is that? I said, one, I'll check the DVD and check out whether I like the subject. If I like the subject, I need you, A, did you take the copyrights of the film? So he said, yes, he's taken it. I said, if you've taken the copyrights of the film, will you say that it's a remake? Because I don't want my ass on the line tomorrow when people say, oh shit, he made a remake. So I said, say it that you're making a remake. I don't have a problem remaking it because the subject interests me. He said, yeah, I'm willing to do that. So once he said that, I realized that that guy was genuine in the sense he really wanted to make the film and he had paid money for it and he was willing to do it. So he said, cool. Then you get into various things. The biggest advantage I got in this was the trust which he gave me. He gave me a budget. He said, this is the amount of money I have, whatever 2 crores, 2.5 crores. I can't spend more than this. And I want the film to be made in the next 3 months. So that was the other thing. I couldn't wait for an actor who was giving me dates after 8 months. And I wanted then there after a month. Those kind of. So that was very exciting and good to get a producer whom you like and who respects you and who gives you money. So because he gave me and it was a small budget film, I said, I'll make it the way I want with the people I want. So he said, cool. So see, that's what I said, you all need to work with people who you think can deliver. So he thought I can deliver on the film. He thought it was just the money back, he was giving me the money to make the film. I said, I'll do it provided I can get my team organized. And I got this team which I spoke to you about, I got that team organized. And they're all friends who do big budget movies. So I said, ki yaar, choti film hai, adjust kar lena. And they all adjusted the monies and all and we made that film. So that's why if the film looks good, it's because of my cast, crew basically. The crew is a good crew. That's why technically the film is, it's very, and we used a lot of new technology. We shot it on HD Viper, which is I think for the first time a full mainframe film like here in Bollywood is being done. You had small films which have been done in the South and all that. So we shot it on HD Viper. That's the one which Benjamin Button has been shot on. Red these days is most popular and it's far more better now these days. The problem with Viper is it's made by a company called Thomson. They're very bad marketers. So they made films and they just wait, it should work on its own, So we use that. There is only 2 cameras in India. So we got one from Hyderabad. The other guy was Famous Studios here who has that.
But is it as good as Red?
It's pretty better. The new Red which has come in is better. It has its pros and cons in terms of what you do, but you need to choose your camera according to the film. We didn't choose it because saying I need to shoot it on, this film is what is called a noir. The genre is that kind of thing. It's a thriller, it's dark, it's tones, it's all set interiors kind of stuff, most of it, and it's at night. So you need a digital camera that way is much better at picking up light, and it gives you freedom to movement and all those kind of things. So we use that. That's the reason why I used a Viper for this instance.